countdown begins with the 7 things people get wrong about the paleo diet. Now, of all the diets out there, of all of them, the paleo diet is the #1 Google diet around the world for 2 years in a row. And countless people are changing their bodies. That's why they're searching for it. For example, I'll just throw a couple up here. Literally, just pull these off the web. We have changes from this to this. We've got tons more folks bragging about how they've changed their bodies from using this diet. In fact, there's so many that I can go on and on and on and on, but I'm not going to, because despite all the Googling out there, there's still a lot of misinformation about this diet. For example, the idea that you have to eat hunks of meat to be on it. Well, I'm gonna clear that up today. I want to clear up the misconceptions so you can make the paleo diet work for you and get those results I just showed you. So here's Set the Record Straight are the paleo gurus and co-authors of the Whole30, Dallas and Melissa Hartwig. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. Dallas, I see the amazing results that folks are posting, but there's still a ton of misperceptions about this paleo diet. Why do you think that's so?
Well, there's no one person or one organization that sort of defines what paleo is. So there's a lot of different sort of interpretations of that. But the other thing is that there's also a large degree of variability person to person. So different diets work better for different people, even within a paleo framework.
So Melissa, who is the diet for?
So a lot of doctors use the paleo-style diet to treat things like type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol, but you don't have to be sick to benefit. If you just want more energy, better sleep, fewer cravings, or weight loss, the paleo diet is for you.
All right, so we're going to start off with the biggest misconception. I just mentioned it a second earlier about these hunks of meat, because you don't actually have to have excessive amounts of meat on this diet. And if I'm going to show you on this table, go ahead, you walk ahead of me.
Sure.
There are lots of things that we put up here that all are part of the paleo diet. So walk people through what you typically would do when you guys are when you're eating paleo.
Sure, so this is how we recommend putting a plate together. It's not just meat, meat, meat. I recommend about a palm-sized serving of protein, so you can do this wild-caught salmon or pastured eggs or this grass-fed beef, and then you're really filling the rest of your plate with vegetables. So you can do some starchy vegetables like butternut squash or a baked potato, and then with some of the kind of leafy greens and more nutrient-dense vegetables, and add some fruit if you want, either to the meal or as a side. So we've got some peaches here, some apples, and then finally you're gonna add some healthy fats.
So roughly, if I get this right, half your plate is vegetables.
Half your plate with vegetables, yeah, and it's a good mix of starchy stuff and some of the more nutrient-dense stuff.
And then how much of the fat do you put in there?
So for things like avocado, you could do between 1/4 and 1/2 of an avocado, or you could do a closed handful of nuts and seeds, or about a tablespoon or 2 of oil, like avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil, or coconut oil for your cooking.
All right, so big myth, you have to eat only meat. People throw that criticism at the diet all the time. We've disproved that. There's 2 things that people also get wrong about the paleo diet. One of them is that calcium is a big issue. And they're always searching, how do I get calcium in a paleo diet? What do you think about that, Dallas?
Well, the thing with calcium is that we tend to fixate on how much we take in, how much we actually get into our diet, and that's not really the whole story. So really, in the context of a paleo diet that doesn't have additional inflammatory load, your body is better at actually storing the calcium in your bones where you actually take in, and you can get some of that from dark leafy greens and things like that.
And what about the criticism I often hear about lack of fiber?
Yeah, so actually this is a great source of fiber right here. All of the different vegetables you're gonna eat and fruit, and both soluble and insoluble fiber is really rich and plentiful when you're filling half your plate with vegetables and fruit.
So I feel like there's a lot of rules for this diet. If I'm not going all in, is there any point in me trying it?
You don't have to do it all in. There's not an all or nothing, you don't get any benefit if you don't do it all in. So really what we say is, ideally, you jump in with both feet, do an introductory program like the Whole30, and then go on from there and figure out how to make it work for you long term in a very sustainable and balanced way.
And what about people who think they have to become shut-ins to go on the paleo diet? Come on back, I brought some menus here. Just throw it up there, Melissa.
Yeah,
if you were to walk into this restaurant, what would you order?
So we don't want you to become like a paleo hermit, afraid to go out and dine out, right? The first thing I would do is I would look at protein options, and I would choose a healthy protein. So the chicken, the skirt steak, the grilled salmon all look like really great options. You're gonna wanna take a look at your side dishes. Make sure that the potatoes, for example, aren't swimming in cream. And then if you wanna add a salad, just take a look and make sure that you're not eating any sort of non-paleo foods, like the goat cheese and the California bistro salad.
So if when I see that, what do I do?
You would just say, I'd like the salad with no goat cheese. It's really quite that simple. If you don't make a big deal out of it, the waiter and the people at your table aren't going to make a big deal out of it.
All right. Number 5. What's the question? Come on up here. The question you get asked the most. I'm curious because you guys are filling these all the time.
Sure. I think the question we get asked the most is, how do I make this work with a busy schedule and a family? So what we say is, it just really requires some planning and preparation, and get the whole family involved. So involve the kids in meal planning. All
right, we go to Livia for our number 6 question. Where's Livia? Put your hand up, Livia. Let me see. There you are. Now, you've been on the paleo diet, I understand, for 3 years.
Yes, I
Is that
have.
right?
Yep.
Right. So how's it worked for you?
It works out well. I plan my meals on Sunday. I make it for the whole week. I always have go-to food like almonds, a slice of apples, so almond butter. I take a whole jar of almond butter with me in the car whenever I need.
A real fanatic.
Yeah, whenever I need something, I just go right to it. So planning for the whole week makes me stay right on track. And then in the morning I get up, I just pack my meal for the day, and then I don't come back till late. And that's it to me.
So there's another question that comes out of experiences like yours. It's number 6 on our countdown. It has to do with how much of some of the things you can eat. Take a look. When on the paleo diet, you should only eat 1 serving of fat at every meal. A serving of nuts the size of a small fist. A portion of nut butter no larger than a ping pong ball. A helping of avocado the size of an egg. And if you want coconut oil, no more than half a shot glass. And finally, number 7 on the countdown comes from Twitter. Cornelia posted this. She says, paleo is no carbs. There's no way for me, hashtag paleo problems. So, what do you think about that, Dallas?
Yeah, really what it comes down to is people will confuse carbohydrate as a factual food constituent with grain sort of products. So they talk about bread and pasta like no carbs, but really you're going to get some carbohydrate from the fruits and vegetables you're eating. You're just not eating the lower nutrient sources like bread and pasta.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. And remember to check back often to see what's new.